Call this public hearing to order on the potential Restore New York Communities Initiative grant application. Will the clerk please read the notice?
Notice is hereby given that the Jamestown City Council will hold a public hearing to consider applications to New York State Empire State Development, ESD, under the Restore New York Communities Initiative. ESD has invited participation in the initiative to obtain funding for, among other things, the development of vacant, abandoned, surplus, or condemned commercial and or residential buildings to help revitalize urban and rural areas and disadvantaged communities and to stabilize neighborhoods. The hearing procedure will be as follows. 1, program overview. 2, the proposed projects, which is summarized as follows. An application for up to $2 million in funding to redevelop the properties at the site of the Prendergast Landing, 106 to 108 Fairmount Avenue, 9,180 square feet commercial mixed use, and 3, invite and receive citizen comments and recommendations. The hearing will be held at 6:45 p.m. on Monday, November 25th, 2024 in the City Council Chambers, 2nd floor, Municipal Building, 200 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York. The public may participate in the public hearing by appearing in person, and all persons wishing to comment on this matter are invited to speak at this time. Comments may also be submitted in writing to Crystal Surdick, Director of Development, Municipal Building, 200 East 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701. All written comments must be received by 4:30 p.m., November 25th, 2024.
Thank you. Was there any correspondence received regarding the hearing?
I did not.
Crystal, did you want to say anything about?
Sure. So we are planning to assist by helping to prepare a grant application for the Restore New York Round 9 Communities Initiative Grant Program through ESD. This is for the Prendergast Landing project, which is, as I think probably a lot of us know it as the old Joyce's Cake Room. This project has begun work. The majority of the demolition work has been completed. There are a few things that have come up that have delayed, but the property owner is prepared to move forward. This grant will help significantly in being able to kind of bring that project over the finish line. They have received some other ESD funding, I believe in the amount of $182,000 that was helped to be secured by Jamestown Renaissance Corporation. This project will, 1, rehab a building, a historic building, and bring that back up to use. It will have a first floor commercial spaces that consist of a cafe, a outfitter that is conducive to waterfront recreation, so kayak rental with a skate park across the street. They'll do skateboard repairs and that sort of thing. Sort of all the things that you can imagine that lend itself well to waterfront and recreation. They have already begun conversations with the new kayak rental that is next door in the old coffee exchange building. They do have ample space in their basement, which is accessible from the street level for kayak storage, so they've already started to plan for that. And as well on the first floor, they will offer small space for business incubator type spaces, so low cost space that artisans and entrepreneurs can rent. They're not quite ready to rent their own or purchase their own building and have their own storefront. This will kind of get them an affordable way to start their businesses. They will also have on the second floor office space and a community room kind of space, or conference room space that, again, businesses can rent that space, whether it's a membership for a month, you can purchase it for a day, whatever that looks like for you. And then the top floor, the third floor, will be 3 separate short-term rentals apartments. So we had some conversation, this is, gosh, I think the second or third time that we're submitting a Restore New York grant application. It's a very highly competitive process. The grant amount, allowable is up to $2 million. They're not applying for $2 million. It will be, there's a 20% match requirement, so, they're only eligible for a certain amount anyway. But it certainly is not 2 million. And yeah, I think that's it. We've had conversation with ESD, so they've helped us kind of along the way with, the grant application, what specifically they're looking for. So we are very hopeful that their time's a turn.
Do we have a total cost?
They are working on finalizing that. So, that's why they say up to 2 million, but it won't be 2 million. I believe the total project cost, was somewhere around 3.14. But again, the property owner has a significant amount already into it, and they are required to provide, at minimum 20% owner equity.
Is there anyone here that would like to speak on this public hearing? Your name and address?
Chris Frederick, 819 Newland, lower apartment. I just was curious, do they have a target date when they would open their business?
That will depend, on securing funding and when they're able to get started back up. They do have a contractor lined up, that is ready to go as soon as they get the word. So I know they were hoping to be able to open in the spring. It's likely to be later next
I'm
year.
interested in the business incubator portion of it.
Sure.
So appreciate it.
Well, we can make sure that we can connect you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak?
Champ, 22501 Jamestown. This was the second go-around of this particular grant. You applied last year. What makes this one different from last year when you applied in the Restore program for this project? Is there something, any changes, more investment, more but-for aspects of it? Because you had two that went out. They had the building downtown, the apartment building, which is, that, for some reason, I don't understand what happened with that one. It fell apart, I guess. But now we have that. And the Restore New York is a very significant reinvestment opportunity within cities across New York State. So I guess my question is, what makes this different from last submission that you feel more confident in?
Sure. So as I mentioned, we had a conversation with ESD, which is the agency that reviews the applications. They gave us some feedback on what would strengthen the application, really fine-tuning some of the details, providing a little bit more detail in the cost estimate. So that fell on the property owner to kind of spell that out a little bit more, and just some additional commitment, financial commitment from them. So.
And one final question, I'm supportive of anything like this. I just wanted to know, is there any additional cost to the city for the preparation and providing any of this?
No, most of the application, the information that we put together in the application is, we didn't have to start over by any sense. So a lot of the information that was provided previously is very much still valid. So it really was just incorporating those more specific cost details that ESD was looking for. And so that was provided by the property owner.
Well, good, keep up the work. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Anyone else have any questions?